Hello, Dr. Vikki Petersen here. I wanted to speak to you today about cellulite. There are a lot of creams that are sold on the market that are supposed to improve it, but here at Health Now we practice root cause medicine and we've had very good success dealing with cellulite. So let's look at what it is and what it isn't. What it looks like is kind of lumpy, bumpy skin, and we say that it's fat. And it is. You have the skin, and then underneath that you have the hypodermis, which is a layer of fat. We women have a thicker layer of fat than do men, and then under that is muscle. So it's within that hypodermis layer that the cellulite forms. So the fat layer is normal, so why does it get lumpy and bumpy? And why don't men have it predominantly? So there's something called a septa, which is connective tissue. So it's connecting that skin between the fat down to the muscle. And in men, it's a very tight weave. So it's very, very tightly woven, almost like a fine sieve. In women, it's a more open weave. And because we have a wider gap between the weaving, fat can kind of push through and you get that lumpy, bumpy appearance that men predominantly don't have. Yet, it's not just fat because, women can lose a lot of weight and still have it. You can see skinny models and actresses have it. So it's not just about being overweight. There's more to it. Interestingly, studies have been done in non-industrialized parts of the world where they have a much better diet and they don't have GMOs and they don't have the pesticide content and hormone content and fast food and all the bad stuff that we have here and in industrialized nations as a whole. And cellulite is unheard of in those women. It just is not seen. It does not exist. So you realize there's a lifestyle component that we have to look at as well. So as women, we're more prone, but there's certainly women around the world that have absolutely no cellulite, and it's not just about weight. So we're learning some things. The other interesting thing is there seems to be a hormonal aspect to it. So women have higher estrogen levels than do men. That's normal. But when men start to get raised estrogen levels, which we are seeing more and more because there's estrogen in the environment and in our foods, because estrogenic hormones are given to animals to have them gain weight faster so they get to market sooner. So in the beef products and the dairy products, there are estrogenic compounds, and that estrogen is causing problems in men as far as fertility issues, erectile dysfunction, but also they're seeing a correlation between higher estrogen and men getting incidence of cellulite. So for women, if you have an imbalance of cellulite to progesterone, the other major female hormone, you can be more prone to cellulite as well. So how would you know you have this? If you have PMS, if you have heavy periods, fibrocystic breasts, you get anxious or irritable, migraines. These are all indications that your estrogen to progesterone level is not balanced as it should. There are natural things that you can do. We do that here through root cause medicine to balance that. So that's an index. The other thing is that when you're looking at this fat, that lumpy, bumpy aspect of it is considered to be almost like a trash receptacle. So when the body is toxic, it'll sort of stuff toxins into the fat because it's kind of a place to store it and get it out of the way. So, and that kind of harkens back to what we said about the non-industrialized nations not having any indications of cellulite because their diet is cleaner. So what we want to do is really look to make sure we don't have any food sensitivities like gluten and dairy. We really clean up our diet. We're avoiding GMOs. We're avoiding meats fed with hormones and antibiotics. We're getting our 9 servings of fruits and vegetables per day and getting good fiber. All these things that help the body move and clean out toxins and help the lymph system work. So these are the things we have to look at. We have to stay hydrated, of course. Yes, we have to exercise, but once again, it's not just about the fat content, meaning how much you weigh. It's more about the character of the fat and whether the body is toxic or not, the hormonal level we mentioned. Now, I do have a quick beauty tip for you that doesn't involve ridiculously expensive creams that you buy that kind of tell you your cellulite might look better if you use them. This is a simple technique that just helps the lymph flow, because remember, it's the lymph that's going to get those toxins out of the fat and circulate them. So we want to make sure we're not adding new toxins, but then we want to get the old toxins flushed out of the system. And you go to a drugstore and you buy a dry brush, and it's used dry, of course, hence the terminology, but it's you know, you'll feel circulation increase as you brush your skin. So you literally, before you take a shower or a bath, you dry brush your skin and you brush it towards your heart. So if I was doing my arm, I wouldn't go down toward my hand, I'd go up to my heart. Same thing with the legs, up to the heart, and you just dry brush your body as much as you can get to. You'll feel some tingling and you get a little pink increased sensation due to increased circulation. Then you massage in some good oil, like a coconut oil, almond oil, avocado oil. So you massage all that in, then you shower or bathe as normal, and you'll start to see a really nice change in how your skin feels and how it looks in concert with all the other things that we've talked about. I'm going to check my notes real quick, make sure I didn't forget to say anything. I didn't. I remembered it all. Okay, so I just really want you to know there's something you can do about cellulite, and of course what I really want is that you be optimally healthy. And if you don't have cellulite, we know you're moving in that direction, and if it's lessening, you know you're moving in that direction. I used to be a figure skater, quick personal story, and I exercised a ton, and when I stopped skating, I also started eating badly and I got really bad cellulite. And now that well, it's been decades, but since I cleaned up my diet, that went away. I would say 90%. We're never satisfied, right? But 90% is a huge improvement. So 90% gone compared to what it was. So I hope this was informative. Save you some money on those expensive creams that really don't do anything. It's always about the inside out. If your health is not where you want it to be, please consider giving us a call. We can do a free consultation for you over the phone. Visit our website at healthnowmedical.com. And until next time, I wish you very good health.